Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As you already know, and as always state as usual, I always keep my signature lingering somewhere in the background, my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start this video off basically with stating, as you noticed yesterday, I uploaded a video where I was demonstrating and showing 4 items that was purchased online over eBay that was delivered through USPS Postal Service to my place of employment. A few days ago, I roughly purchased roughly about 7 to 8 items online. Okay. As you can see here, this package that is sitting at the top of the tray was a package that was supposed to have been delivered to me quite a few days ago, which was Friday. It actually wasn't scheduled to arrive until Saturday, but the package was actually sent ahead of time. And I was receiving USPS tracking notifications stating that the package was already it arrived at a post office and that it was out for delivery all day. They kept sending me random notifications. Okay, as Friday was going along throughout the day, I just happened to notice that the postal service never delivered the item, and when I went to check the tracking, it was showing that it was never scanned. So come the end of that day, I wound up contacting the postal service trying to find out what's going on with the package. So it was explained to me that there wasn't no attempt made due to the fact that it technically wasn't scheduled to arrive until Saturday. Okay. So as Saturday came along, okay, I was in the vicinity when I got the notification that it was scanned and it was basically dropped off. So when I went to the location where it was supposedly supposed to be scanned and dropped off, when I got there 5 to 10 minutes later, I come to realize that basically it wasn't in the location where it was stated to be. So what it was is that I went to a personnel and I went to basically ask, if it arrived or if it was seen. And basically what was explained to me was is that nothing arrived and nothing came in. Okay, so soon after that occurred, what I basically did was is I contacted the individual who it basically was supposed to come from. And what I was trying to do was get the individual to actually take a look into it. But what it was happening was is that, they were giving less effort to see what was actually going on with the situation. So because of that, I went to basically contact eBay because when you purchase something and you don't receive it, how it has in its features that you didn't receive the item. So basically, that's what I did. Okay. So what happened was is that eBay redirected me back to PayPal because the transaction was paid through PayPal. So PayPal requires for you to open up a case. So when I opened up this case, what the seller did was is the seller escalated the case and had the case closed in his favor. Okay. Now I can understand, the seller protecting his means, but then in the same token, the receiver is supposed to be protecting their means also because nobody's basically trying to pay for something with their hard-earned money and basically not receive it. Okay, so I wound up getting notifications from PayPal explaining and stating that the case was closed in the seller's favor and so on and so forth. So I'm sitting back saying to myself, well, how could that be? How is it that, I'm purchasing something straight from my account live and direct, but though I didn't receive the item? You understand what I'm saying? If I had the item or I possessed the item, there wouldn't be no reason for me to be going through this back and forth hassle. So what I did was is I contacted the U.S. Postal Service to try to find out, and then they opened the claim and gave me a claim number. But by that time, I was no longer interested in the situation. Now I just technically wanted my money back. So what I did was is I went straight to the source and cut out all the middlemen. So, that source is, your capital and your bank. So in my last previous video, like I said, depending upon what type of bank you use, I know my bank, they don't play. If you order something online with your credit cards and so on and so forth, like my bank, they make sure that you get your money right back. Now, when I explained the situation to my bank, to be honest with you, they told me, it possibly would take a few days for me to see it reflect back on my account. When I explained the situation, they didn't waste no time. My money was right back in my account within minutes. Okay? So as the day went by, towards the middle of the afternoon, the postal service came by and they wound up delivering me the 4 packages that I threw up in the video yesterday. So now I'm sitting back saying to myself, well, how is this that out of all of these packages that I've ordered, the U.S. Postal Service, they're coming and they're bringing me 4 packages live and direct. So I throw up the video. So later on that yesterday afternoon when I got off of work, before I was about to go home, something told me, yo, you want to know what? Here, let me go over to this building and still try to find out, see, if it came up or something like that. So when I walked in the building and I walked through the doors, all of a sudden the package is laying on the desk, but there wasn't no physical being present for me to question and ask, where did this package come from and how did it wind up here? You understand what I'm saying? And then it's days later after I was explained and told that there wasn't no delivery made, nor nobody seen the package or nothing wasn't picked up. So throughout everything, I now went out my way, got my money back. I wound up now recovering the package late in the day, okay, at a time that I should have already had the package. Okay, so here the package is now, which was what once was the lost package. Now it's recovered. So now I'm going to get into these box cutters, going to get the item open. We're going to take a good look at the contents, see what's going on. Okay, so just give me a second. As you can see, still sealed up, still never opened it or anything like that. Just a little while ago, the post office and consumer customer affairs, or whatever they're called, they did contact me. I did inform them to let them know that I did recover the package. I did contact my bank. I let them know that I did recover the package, so I am reversing the transactional fee so that the seller actually do get his currency. See, that just goes to show you the good in me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I like to do good business. I think of things in this way. You do good, you get good. But see, I understand that the seller was trying to protect themselves, because they did the right thing and sent out the package. Just unfortunately, the package was mishandled. Okay. And with everything that's going on out in the world, there's a lot of platforms that are not answering phones and they're using automated services. And you can't express, what's on your mind or what's really going on the way that it's actually occurring and unfolding over automated services. So, a lot of miscommunication is put in play. But here it is, I did recover the item. I am still sending the individual, their finances for sending the item. It's not like, I got my money back from the bank and now I got the item. So, if the seller, like, they don't have to know anything. We ain't doing that over here. You understand? I understand that people, yes, they do that out here in the world, whatever the case might be, but we ain't doing that over here, okay? So, like I said, I'm going to get these box cutters out, get the contents open, and we're going to take a good look at what it do. Okay, got its little, let me see, some little styrofoams and Okay, so it's not nothing too crazy here. Give me a second so I can get this out the Ziploc bag because it's hard for me to do that and record at the same time. Okay, basically what you're looking at is a battery terminal puller. As you can see, this is a snap-on. Okay, the part number is CJ92, made in the USA. Okay, in a lot of some of my most earliest videos and certain particular videos, I show and I state, as a technician or, a tech, some tools that you should technically have in your tool chest or your toolbox. And I actually show a battery terminal remover, which I also have another one, which is made by Laos. Okay, the reason why I picked this one up right here was more enough for a specific reason, not just because of the name of it being snap on and so on and so forth. The design of the other one that I have is a whole lot much more thicker in comparison. So as you can see, the snap-on design is an extremely thin design. And the difference also is that it's spring loaded. Okay, the other ones, as you can see, has like a thumb ratcheting mechanism that you spin. Okay, and when it's spring loaded, hold on to give you a good example. When it's spring loaded, as you can see how this is, okay, and basically the jaws are slightly different and a whole lot much more thinner. The reason why I picked this particular one up is because there has been some times where I run into certain vehicles that have different designs and basically where they locate certain batteries. Nowadays in a lot of different vehicles, batteries are not just located underneath the front hood. Some of them are located in back trunks. Some of them are located inside fenders where you actually have to have the vehicle suspended in the air and take the wheel off just to get to the battery and so on and so forth. And then you have some other vehicles where the battery is actually inside the vehicle, either underneath the back seats or underneath the front passenger seat. Okay, so this particular snap-on right here gives me a different type of clearance in tight spaces. Like I said, anyone who has the Laos design, they will understand and know what I'm talking about, because as you can see how thin this is, the jaws and the mechanisms to the Laos are like this thick, like they're more wider. Okay, so that's just basically about it. I wasn't really pressed for the missing item, you know but the thing is that nobody likes to purchase anything with their hard-earned money and basically not receive what they basically put their money out for, no matter whether it's $5, $10, whatever the case might be. It was more of the principle, and I probably wouldn't have had applied that much pressure or gave it that much energy if the seller was at least a little bit more responsive as far as taking a look into the package, as far as, because he shipped it to me, you understand. When it came to the postal service, I couldn't provide the information as far as where the item was technically coming from, because eBay and PayPal, they do not provide that. Like when you go into your receipts, when you pay on PayPal, it may state a business, if it came from a business or an individual, and it will state, the state or the city of where the item is coming from, but it doesn't give a hard physical address with zip codes or street address and so on and so forth. only that information can be provided by a seller. Okay, the seller's information is here on this box, but I'm not incriminating any of that in a video or nothing like that. Like, I'm not putting out this video to make them look bad or anything like that. You do have some people out there that'll put you on blast like that, but like I said, we ain't doing that over here. You understand? We only look forward to doing good business. Okay, like I said, when you do right, you get right. So that's just basically about it, until later on, until postal service come and receive other packages that I'm waiting for. But yeah, that's your Snap-on battery terminal puller. And once again, the part number is CJ92. Snap-on, made in the USA. This is a battery terminal puller. The puller that is actually designed by Laos actually has other different functions, where that you can be basically use it as a battery terminal puller, or you could use it as a wiper arm puller. Okay, in those applications, the Laos one is better for that type of application, because it actually has the wider jaws to pull the wiper blade arms. Okay, so like I said, yeah, until later on, until a postal service comment, I receive other things that I'm looking for that is moving along a little late. Gonna check you later. Everybody enjoy the rest of your morning. Okay, peace.